О, и сразу картинка пропала. Да. Так. Нормально. В карман не влазит. Я его потеряю. Я буду идти, он упадет просто. Okay. Yeah, let's get started. The theme of the presentation is, yeah, you may read it and it's not so difficult. But an idea is how we can balance the things because everybody have different view of what they're doing, what they need to develop, and uh, it's always difficult to synchronize all that needs. Uh, а, Момент. Это только что работало. Оно опять не работает. Сейчас. Чин-чин. А так. О, да. Кликер тоже не работал просто. Okay. I have around 10 years in development, have some experience in working as a manager. I've seen the things from the business perspective, from the development side, from sales, etc. And yeah, and right now I'm working mostly with consulting projects. It's not only Drupal projects. It because problems are mostly common and it's not depends on the technology stack we are using. Yeah. How the product looks from the yeah. How product looks from the customer side? It's mostly every customer expects that product is a just button and it do everything for them. But for developers, it's something huge and not understandable and things like that. And example with a good system built by people. It's from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where we asked ultimate question of the life, the universe, and everything. And after that, system worked for 7.5 million years. It was stable. I'm not sure that answer was tested anyhow, but we got an answer, and it was 42. Means mostly nothing, but yeah, it's based on requirements. So the main thing before building such system is just define requirements, what we are expecting to get. I would say answer about, yeah, really nothing. It should answer why you're just asking me it. Real projects looks like that. I'm pretty sure everybody saw that picture. And it really shows that there are a lot of stakeholders in each product, on each project, and people are just seeing things from the different sides. They have different expectations, they have different experience, and that makes things, yeah, different for everybody, as you see. Why are we getting here? Basically, it's because of expectations. We have different expectations because from customer side, the goal is to spend as less money as possible, get predictable result, uh, get it supportable because maintenance cost is the main cost of each project, and all of this it's about return of investments. So every customers just cares about getting as much money as possible. But from developer side, um, we are like to play with new technologies. We want to be valuable on the market. We want to get recognition from other people that we are doing cool project with people Facebook. So okay, we got recognition for us, and that makes things difficult to combine because for customer it's better to just get some robot who will build everything and just work for food. And on other hand, customers are quite often expect that developer understands everything. So just make me great site to make me happy, to get more customers, and yeah, it should be modern, cozy, and yeah, like that. Developers, on the other hand, mostly wants just to implement something. Yeah, if it's something cool, then it's even great. But developers are not curious about needs of the customer. They don't care about business needs, and yeah, that's just breaks everything. Um, to fix that, we have a lot of strange words. Like we are trying to improve processes, adding to have better technical solutions, like adding code reviews. We are defining design sprints. We are adding lots of meetings. We are defining task flow, the development flow. We are using TDD, BDD. We are adding DevOps thing, and yeah, we have lots of words we are using. Uh, just to fix technical side of the things, to fix process how things are going, to get better understanding. We are trying to implement a lot of methodologies. We have yeah, it's just short list of the things we are able to do. We can do agile, we can proceed with lean startups methodology, we can do kanban and things, etc. Uh, After that, when we get failed with all these things, uh, we are trying to use more tools. Okay, if our processes are not working, we are trying to do tools. We introducing metrics. We are starting measuring code quality, code complexity. We are trying to make continuous integration, cover everything with auto tests. Uh, and is it not working as well in most cases. Lots of organizations where is it working, but uh, it's historical things. From my point of view, all these modern things like agile, Kanban, things like that are good for people who understand the things from the beginning. So people who was able to plan big systems, they keep in mind where system will go in a few months. So building those sprints are helping them just to release short things, but as a good in waterfall and planning long-term things, they are able to do it more efficient, and later it becomes maintainable. But yeah, be fair, it really depends on the project. For example, in NASA, they're just uh, they're testing, and testing. There is a rule in NASA team no one blames for any bug because it's about the trust. But for startups, they're testing ideas, so they need often getting the releases. They need test, get feedback, uh, change something, get feedback, change something, get feedback. So process is totally different. Curiosity got 4 megapixel camera just because it was originally planned that they have such camera. And changing, yeah, soft was written, everything was tested, no one will change before the release. Yeah, and release was successful. Uh, yeah, how it looks like, uh, uh, what people are expecting, how the things when we are developing is working. Developers are trying to just make system better, or testers. Developers are finding the best solution, and they already know the best solution. So they don't do mistakes, they don't produce bugs, and testers are just looking, oh, you're just great developers. Um, Project manager needs to just verify, oh, everything is going fine. So we just don't need to do anything. Business got a lot of customers, everybody happy. But in real world, uh, nothing works because all the things are really became over processed. And processes have like backside of what they're giving. They're just removing the responsibility of the developers because instead of making the product, you are just trying to follow metrics, follow rules you got, and you are just inside the box. And this uh, makes, yeah, we're getting bad code. Testers' goal is to just find the bugs and not to make system better. The difference is uh, really small because yeah, their goal to find the bug, but they can describe, okay, system crashes in these cases, but on other hand, he may just understand why this functionality needed and find the way how can it be better, not only finding the bugs. Developers' goal is just to do task in time planned. So if he finishing faster, he will just do nothing, or he will read Reddit, don't know, play TikTok or do something. Uh, Project manager is focused on the process because he have metrics. His goal, okay, this doesn't work. Let's add additional metrics. Probably that will work later. But step by step, we have over processing with lots of rituals, and no one just able to follow them because there are too much rituals. And yeah, you just need huge book to just know what rules in the company. Yeah, and as a result, customers get average solution. Uh, yeah, this is a story from my life. Uh, Here, yeah, few people who know the story. That was huge system. We have lots of servers. We have great team with top contributors. Uh, we have great established processes. Uh, but once we released the code and all that system just fell. It's not well. Such huge systems are not fair and just in one time. They're just doing that like in an hour. System is just unresponsible. Uh, we are trying to fix. Later, we just roll back the changes and trying to investigate what's happened. Uh, happens that someone failed when committed the code, and that was me. I fixed caching system, added some new functionalities, so I just need to disable the caching, and the easiest way, just comment uh, cache availability code, and test, test, test. I understood the risks and placed uh, huge letters remove before release. Uh, After that, uh, processes was really established and they were fine, but code goes to the production. Why? Because of authority, and my code was like everybody believed, oh, he knows how to code, great, so why should we check? The code will work anyhow. That wasn't true. Everybody fails. Next thing is was a person who did check uh, don't believe that his level was big enough to just validate such code. So we just skip stage of code review. We hadn't, unfortunately, we hadn't test to check the performance, but I'm not sure will that help at all. And as a result, system fails. So processes are really important, but the problem is processes can't work without communication. So if there is no trust in the team, any processes you will implement, they will just skip them. Uh, it's really important not to blame people for mistakes. They need to understand that everybody fails. It's like when you contributing, from my point of view, most blocking thing to contribute on Drupal.org is a phrase that you are looking not so good. So because there are big minds who build big systems, and what can I do? No, it's normal people who are ready to help, who point you to the right way, and that helps you grow as a developer. So you just don't need to afraid of doing mistakes. It's really important, and that how team should build. Uh, Team need to share knowledge about what they did, how they did, why they did that way. Discuss it because all the things are repeating. So grows all the team. You are not competitors. You are the team. Mm, sorry, things happens. Yeah, everybody do mistakes. I will not fix it. I will just, yeah, I will just turn off the sound. Uh, okay, but on the other hand, good communication leads to another problem. People are just doing meetings, discussing things, and just do less work. They're replacing understanding work with communication. It's gives great mood, but not efficient from the development side. Uh, it's not possible to fix from my point of view. It's depends on the how people are thinking about what they are doing. So the main thing is that people need to understand that everything is a product. You need to always to, find the way how to improve things, how to integrate things, understand the nature of the things, because implementing each processes, you're implementing them for some reason. That's why we are failing initially when trying to just add some processes. Because why do you need continuous integration? You need continuous integration just to keep system in predictable state. Before you understand that, you're thinking, damn, writing those tests are really code wasting. It's straightforward code. It can't be broken. But everything breaks all the time. Even simple parts of code are broken. So we need to just focus on the natural things, understand why you need continuous integration, why are you using Docker, why not Kubernetes instead of Docker? Probably that's your solution. Why you need methodology? Then if you're trying to implement Agile, it fails in some teams because it's not suitable for the project, it's not suitable for the team, and it's always mixing of different it's always mixing of different methodologies, and you need to understand domain area uh, of the project you are working with, because client can't explain everything well. Uh, they just want to get the result, and it's the matter of then if you're having pro thinking, you understand that okay, I need better communication with the client. Having better communication with the client helps you to better get understanding of domain area, interacting with the team, helping you to know better architecture and provide better solutions, and yeah, the result, everybody much more happy. But product is really everything. So communication is a product. You're defining the rules. You trying to understand which ways of communication do you need. Do you need retrospective meeting at the end of the sprint? In some teams you need, in some teams not. But it really depends on the team, on the maturity of the team, and how people are working with that. Processes is a product as well. So someone needs to care about processes. Someone needs to understand why each step is required. Do you need a staging environment? Do you need per ticket environments? But again, it's again about product thinking, about all the things. Uh, And product thinking, on other hand, makes leads to better architecture, because if you are thinking on your test as a product, you are not trying to implement the view. You are trying to solve some problem. For example, display news list. It's not the login block. It's a part of login system. So it can be just separate test with so really specific. Yeah, and Docker. We are not using Docker just to make our lives easier. It's just to have environment predictable. So in the ideal situation, it's the same configuration on the production server and your local development environment. Uh, yeah. So all this story was just building the right uh, processes and teams. And when you have the team who understands all the things, uh, you're building from the bottom. So you're getting people with product thinking. You're training that in the team. Later, you can improve communication because you're getting new team members. They need to communicate, interact with each other, and only after that, processes will make sense. Uh, Currently, we have a lot of site builders like Wix, like Webloom, and things like that. So development market is shrinking. And the only thing we can provide a better understanding to the client. And then building such pyramid is just giving additional value to the customer and helps you to just be on market and valuable enough. So mostly that's it. Um, Seems. Oh, okay.
Thank you for your presentation. I have a small question. You are talking a lot of skillful developers, and I suppose your presentation means that your team members are very skilled. They know a lot. But my question is the next: if you have a team with junior developers, can you make them more performable, and how do you make it?
Uh, okay.
The team
Yeah.
consists only from junior developers and very low skilled
Mm,
guys.
yeah, I understand what you're talking about. Okay. I have such experience, yeah, 5 years ago, and that was a project where quite big system built with junior developers. At the beginning, the main issue was when we are trying to add Git flow. That saying we are wasting time. I can just quick code and release. Uh, After we got tried, they said, "Oh, okay, we understand that." So in junior teams, you need to just things by small amount. So you add Git flow, they understand it's working. You're changing task flow, they understand it's working. When they got enough amount of the things that were changed already, and they see the results, they starting to think by themselves, how can we do that? And before, yeah, I wanted initially to have more examples, but later I decided that it's too technical because it doesn't matter which system is it. That project was with Python, machine learning, and things like that. So it's totally not the Drupal at all. But when they started to ask question, why am I doing the thing? They start understand how it can be improved. There are a lot of articles on how to do the things. So if you would like to implement continuous integration, it's easily to find an article for that. But the problem is not to implement continuous integration. The problem is understand why you need it, what you will cover with tests, because it's always a balance. You can't cover all the cases. You need to cover first the most important things, and later, if you have time, you can cover less important and something not important at all. So it's just changing the mind for the people. Hope I'm answered. But yeah, we can later we can really discuss, and yeah, I like to discuss such things. Hmm.
Question.
Answer.
Pasha, I agree with you that it's all about people, about communication between people, trust, empathy, and so on. So developers should know more about business, and business should share more about business to developers, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's not very it's not very happening on the outsource model. It's more happening on the product companies. How do you suggest to solve this problem when in outsource you just sell in hours for the customers and
You need to understand client's needs. I have an example when I got a website, and yeah, it was a system where they sold licenses, but I opened the code and sent them. It's unsupportable totally. So PHTPL was around 50 kilobytes, I guess. So, and everything else was built the same way. Uh, I've talked with the guys. Okay, just rewriting the things will take around 2 months to make that. Yeah, it's smoothly working and with right architecture, or at least right, more or less. There is no right architecture, you know. And they said we can't because we have business needs. We have promotions. We need to continue sale licenses. So if everything will break, uh, we will fail. We just decided to go step by step on those changes. Yeah, that they spent a few months more on that, but each time we added new changes, we tried to find the way how to replace in current system, and people are understanding. It's just a matter of communication with the client. Describe him value of the thing, what you will do, and yeah. So it's really just about communication, and it's really not depends on the outsource. It's a product. Finally, you're outsourcing for some product. Вова, мы поспорим с тобой потом.
You said you do consulting. Um, how do you earn? How do you earn on such services? What is consulting services? What is your process workflow?
It really depends on the team. There is no silver bullet for everything. You can't just say, okay, guys, we will do agile, and that would suit for you. We can't say, let's use GitLab for continuous integration, and that would work for you fine. No, each time you need to understand weak sides of the team, strengths of the team, and later to find how to balance it. So it's always yeah, there is no straight way of doing such things. Like I told, last project I have, yeah, it was Python, big Python project with huge database, with geodata, with machine learning, but built by juniors. But we just understood that okay, we have incorrect architecture in this place, in this place, in this place. We have some processes already defined, but the team not understand whole process. They don't understand business needs. So we started from understanding the product by the team, and after that, it we got the sense of implementing task flow because okay, we already know people understands we are building task releasable. For tests, it's really important. Test needs to be releasable and rollbackable. It's even more important that test needs to be rollbackable because if something that fails, you need to just rollback the system. So really, there's no direct answer for such things. You just need to go to the team, talk with the people, understand the obstacles, understand the level of development, understand what they're using. Uh, are they trying to improve the things? What they did right already? And only after that, yeah. Uh, yeah, mostly yes. It's a matter of building the right communication ways. Seems. Uh,